Welcome, everyone. Today, we begin a deep journey into the life of one of the most extraordinary minds of our time, Elon Musk. He's been called a genius, a dreamer, a visionary, and sometimes even a madman. But whatever you call him, one thing is certain: he's a man who refuses to accept limits. When Elon Musk first appeared in the business world, many thought his ideas were impossible. Electric cars that could beat gas engines, reusable rockets that could return from space, or a future where humanity could live on other planets. To most people, these sounded like scenes from a science fiction movie. But Elon didn't just talk about them. He built them. He turned imagination into engineering and dreams into progress. And in this video, we're going to discover who Elon Musk really is, not through documentaries, not through random clips, but through a unique question-and-answer journey designed to help you learn English naturally while exploring his fascinating life. This video is divided into 6 major parts. Part 1: Elon Musk's childhood, education, and early curiosity. Part 2: his daily routine, how he structures his time, energy, and focus. Part 3: money and business, how he built companies and wealth. Part 4: motivation and mindset, how he stays driven and fearless. Part 5: his vision for the future, Mars, AI, and beyond. Part 6: life lessons, what we can all learn from his journey. By the end, you won't just learn about Elon Musk. You'll understand how he thinks, how he works, and how you can apply the same mindset to your own life. So if you're ready to improve your English, if you're ready to be inspired, and if you're ready to see the world through the mind of one of the greatest innovators alive, then let's begin. This is James. Part 1: Elon Musk, childhood and early life.
What is your full name?
My full name is Elon Reeve Musk.
Where were you born?
I was born in Pretoria, South Africa.
When were you born?
I was born on June 28, 1971.
What was your childhood like?
It was difficult, but full of curiosity.
Did you have many friends as a child?
No, not really. I was shy and quiet.
Were you bullied at school?
Yes, I was bullied quite often.
How did you deal with that?
I read books and focused on learning.
What kind of books did you read?
Mostly science fiction and adventure stories.
Do you remember any favorite book?
Yes, The Lord of the Rings and The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Did books change your thinking?
Yes, they opened my mind to big ideas.
What kind of student were you?
I was very focused and curious.
Were you good at math?
Yes, math was one of my strongest subjects.
What about science?
I loved science and experiments.
Did you like school?
Not much. I liked learning, not the system.
Why not?
School felt too slow and not creative enough.
What was your favorite subject?
Physics and computer science.
When did you first use a computer?
When I was about 10 years old.
What kind of computer was it?
It was a Commodore VIC 20.
Did you learn programming by yourself?
Yes, I taught myself from a manual.
What was the first program you wrote?
A small space game called Blastar.
How old were you then?
Around 12 years old.
Did you sell that game?
Yes, I sold it for about $500.
How did you feel when you sold it?
I felt amazing. It was my first success.
Did your parents support your interests?
Sometimes, but not always.
What did your father do?
He was an engineer and pilot.
What did your mother do?
She was a model and dietitian.
Did you spend more time with your mother or father?
Mostly with my father when I was young.
Was your family rich?
No, we were middle class.
Did you have a happy childhood?
Not really happy, but full of learning.
What made you curious as a child?
The stars, technology, and how things work.
Did you like to take things apart?
Yes, I often took machines apart to see inside.
Did you always ask questions?
Yes, I was very curious about everything.
Did teachers like you?
Some did. Others thought I was too quiet.
Were you a daydreamer?
Yes, I daydreamed a lot about space and the future.
Did you have siblings?
Yes, I have a brother, Kimball, and a sister, Tosca.
Were you close to them?
Yes, we are still close.
What kind of games did you play as a kid?
Mostly video games and science toys.
Did you watch TV a lot?
Not much. I preferred reading.
What movies did you like?
Star Wars and Star Trek inspired me a lot.
Did those movies make you dream about space?
Yes, they made me want to explore the universe.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
An inventor or engineer?
Did you imagine building rockets as a child?
Yes, I imagined flying to other planets.
Did your friends understand your dreams?
Not really. They thought I was weird.
Did you like sports?
Not much. I preferred thinking and reading.
What kind of child were you at home?
Quiet, focused, and always thinking.
Did you get good grades?
Yes, I did very well in most subjects.
Did you ever get in trouble at school?
Sometimes, for asking too many questions.
What was your biggest dream as a teenager?
To change the world with technology.
Did you believe you could do it?
Yes, I always believed it was possible.
When did you start thinking about leaving South Africa?
In my teenage years,
Why did you want to leave?
I wanted more freedom and bigger opportunities.
Where did you want to go?
First to Canada, then the United States.
How did you move to Canada?
Through my mother's Canadian citizenship.
How old were you when you moved?
I was 17 years old.
Did you go to university there?
Yes, I studied at Queen's University.
What did you study?
I studied physics and economics later at the University of Pennsylvania.
Why did you choose physics?
Because it helps explain the universe.
Why economics?
To understand how society works.
Did you have a plan after graduation?
Yes, to start my own companies.
Did you enjoy university life?
Yes, it was exciting and full of ideas.
Did you work while studying?
Yes, I did small jobs and projects.
Did you have close friends there?
A few, mostly people interested in science.
Did you ever think of giving up?
No, I just worked harder.
Were you confident about your future?
Yes, I believed I could do something great.
Did your professors support your ideas?
Some did, others thought they were unrealistic.
What was your biggest motivation?
The desire to make a difference.
Did you have mentors?
Not really. I learned mostly by myself.
Did you like teamwork?
Yes, but only when the team worked seriously.
Did you face money problems as a student?
Yes, sometimes I struggled to pay rent.
How did you handle it?
I lived simply and worked hard.
Did you always believe in technology?
Yes, technology is the key to progress.
When did you first go to the United States?
In the mid-1990s,
What did you feel when you arrived?
excited, it felt like the land of opportunity.
Did you feel alone?
Yes, but I was focused on my goals.
Did you know what to do next?
Not exactly, but I knew I had to start something.
Did you have any money when you arrived?
Very little, maybe a few $1,000s.
What did you do first?
I started learning about the internet boom.
Did you see a big future in technology?
Yes, I saw it would change everything.
Did you tell people about your vision?
Yes, but not everyone believed me.
Did that stop you?
Never.
Did you always think differently from others?
Yes, I always tried to think from first principles.
What does first principles mean?
It means understanding things from the ground up.
Did you apply that idea in your life?
Yes, in every project and decision.
What did you learn from your childhood?
That pain can build strength.
What did you learn from school?
That real learning happens outside the classroom.
What did you learn from your parents?
To be independent and curious.
What did you learn from failure?
That failure teaches more than success.
If you could change your childhood, would you?
No, it made me who I am.
What message would you give to young dreamers?
Never stop learning, never stop dreaming.
One last question. What was the key to your early life success?
Curiosity, hard work, and never giving up.
Part 2. Elon Musk's Daily Routine.
Elon, people say you're one of the busiest people on Earth. How do you start your day?
I usually wake up around 7 a.m. I don't like alarms that much, but I wake up naturally most days.
What's the first thing you do after waking up?
I check my emails and messages right away. I handle the most urgent things first.
Do you eat breakfast?
Not usually. I often skip breakfast. If I eat something, it's just coffee and maybe an omelet.
Why do you skip breakfast?
Time. I try to move fast in the morning and save time for real work.
What's your morning routine like?
Very simple. Shower, check emails, and go straight to work.
How long do you spend getting ready?
About 20 to 30 minutes. I don't waste time choosing clothes.
Is it true you wear the same kind of clothes every day?
Mostly, yes. It saves mental energy. I prefer simple things, like a black t-shirt and jeans.
How important is time for you?
Time is everything. You can't buy more of it, so I try not to waste it.
How do you manage your time?
I divide my day into 5-minute blocks. Each block has a specific task.
5 minutes? That's crazy.
Maybe, but it works. It keeps me extremely focused.
How many hours do you work per week?
Around 80 to 100 hours, sometimes more.
How do you stay productive with so many hours?
By doing only what matters. I avoid useless meetings or long talks.
How do you decide what matters most?
I ask myself, does this help humanity move forward? If not, I skip it.
How many companies do you manage right now?
Around 5 or 6. Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, X, Twitter, The Boring Company, and sometimes smaller projects.
How do you balance all of that?
I don't. I prioritize. Some weeks are for Tesla, others for SpaceX.
Do you plan your days ahead?
Yes, my assistant helps organize everything down to the minute.
What does a typical Monday look like for you?
Usually meetings at Tesla in the morning, then design reviews or calls in the afternoon.
What about Tuesday?
Often I fly to SpaceX in Los Angeles. That's a long day full of technical discussions.
Do you travel often between companies?
Almost every week. I sleep on planes a lot.
Do you like traveling?
Not really. It's just part of the job.
Do you ever take vacations?
Rarely. Maybe a few days a year. I get bored easily when I'm not working.
When you work that much, do you still find time to relax?
A little. I like to play video games or spend time with my kids.
How many hours of sleep do you get?
About 6 hours a night. Less than that, and I feel slow.
Do you believe in power naps?
I used to, but not anymore. I just try to sleep better at night.
What time do you usually go to bed?
Around midnight or 1 a.m.
Do you ever work through the night?
Yes, especially during launch days or production problems.
Do you check emails before sleeping?
Always. It's my last task before I rest.
Doesn't that stress you out?
Sometimes, yes, but it helps me stay in control of things.
How often do you take breaks during the day?
Not many. I often eat lunch while reading or in a meeting.
Do you ever feel burned out?
Sure, but I try to remember why I started. That keeps me going.
What does your lunch look like?
Very quick. Usually something light. Salad, sandwich, or whatever's available.
Do you eat healthy?
I try, but not always. Sometimes I forget to eat at all.
How many coffees do you drink per day?
2 or 3. I used to drink more, but I've cut down.
Do you exercise?
Not enough. I go to the gym sometimes, mostly for cardio.
Do you meditate?
No, but I do think deeply when I'm alone.
How do you keep your focus?
By working on things I truly care about. Passion fuels focus.
What distracts you the most?
Meetings that go nowhere. I hate wasting time.
How do you avoid distractions?
I keep my phone away when I'm in deep work mode.
Do you listen to music while working?
Sometimes. Instrumental or classical helps me think.
What's one song you love?
Space Oddity by David Bowie. It fits my vibe.
How do you handle stress?
I try to solve problems directly instead of avoiding them.
Do you get angry easily?
Only when people ignore clear facts. I like logic.
How do you stay calm under pressure?
I focus on solutions, not emotions.
What's your biggest daily challenge?
Managing time between companies and family.
Do you have time for your kids?
I try to. I bring them to work or spend weekends with them.
What do you do with your kids?
We play games, talk about science, or watch anime.
Do they like what you do?
Yes, but they also think I work too much.
Do you help them with school?
Sometimes. I even started a school for them, Ad Astra.
Do you believe in traditional education?
Not really. I prefer hands-on learning.
How do you teach your kids curiosity?
By asking questions, not giving answers.
How do you stay organized?
My calendar is my brain. Without it, chaos.
Do you use to-do lists?
Sometimes, but mostly digital reminders.
How far ahead do you plan your week?
Usually 2 weeks in advance.
What happens when plans change?
I adapt fast. Flexibility is key.
Do you delegate tasks?
As much as possible. I trust good people.
How do you pick your team?
Smart, honest, and obsessed with the mission.
What's a normal work meeting like for you?
Short and focused. No PowerPoints, just facts.
How long do your meetings last?
Ideally less than 30 minutes.
What happens if a meeting is useless?
I leave. No time for nonsense.
What's your rule for effective meetings?
If you're not adding value, you shouldn't be there.
What's your evening routine like?
Usually, I review the day and plan for tomorrow.
Do you spend evenings with family?
When I can. Sometimes dinner together, sometimes video calls.
How do you disconnect from work?
I watch anime or funny videos online.
Do you read books at night?
Yes, mostly science fiction or history.
What's your favorite book?
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
How important is reading to you?
It shaped my entire way of thinking.
Do you watch TV?
Rarely. I don't have much time for it.
What do you spend your weekends doing?
Usually at SpaceX or with my kids.
Do you ever just do nothing?
Not really. My mind doesn't stop easily.
What's relaxation for you?
Thinking about new ideas. That's my version of rest.
What motivates you every morning?
The idea that I might help humanity survive longer.
Do you ever wake up tired and unmotivated?
Of course, but I work anyway. Discipline over mood.
What's your secret to staying consistent?
I remind myself that small steps create big change.
How do you deal with failure in your daily life?
I treat it as feedback, not defeat.
What time of day are you most productive?
Late at night. Fewer distractions, clearer thinking.
What time of day do you make big decisions?
Mornings. That's when I'm sharpest.
How often do you check social media?
Too often, honestly. I'm working on that.
Do you use your own platform, X, a lot?
Yes, but it's more for communication than fun.
Do you ever get overwhelmed by all the responsibility?
Sometimes, yes. But I try to think long-term. Perspective helps.
What's one thing you wish you had more of every day?
Time. Always time.
Part 3. Elon Musk, the money mindset.
Elon, when did you first start earning real money?
After we sold Zip2, that was the first big moment when I realized money could give me freedom to create, not just comfort.
How much did you make from that sale?
About $22 million. It was a lot for me back then.
What did you do with that money?
I invested almost all of it into new ideas. I didn't buy luxury things. I wanted to build something bigger.
Why didn't you keep it safe in the bank?
Because safety doesn't create innovation. Risk is necessary for progress.
Were you afraid to lose it?
Of course, but I was more afraid of doing nothing.
What happened after Zip2?
I started X.com, which later became PayPal.
Did you earn more from PayPal than Zip2?
Yeah, after the sale to eBay, I made around $180 million.
That's a huge amount. Did you feel rich then?
I felt more responsible than rich. I knew I had to use it wisely.
What did you do with that money?
I invested almost all of it into new ideas. I didn't buy luxury things. I wanted to build something bigger.
So you risked everything again.
Yes, at one point I had to borrow money for rent.
Why risk so much again?
Because purpose is more powerful than comfort. I wanted to build the future, not just live safely in the present.
Did people call you crazy?
Many times. But if people don't call you crazy, maybe your dreams are too small.
How do you define money?
Money is just energy, a way to move resources toward ideas.
Do you love money?
No, I love what money can build.
What can money build?
Progress, innovation, cleaner energy, new frontiers.
Do you think money changes people?
It reveals them. It doesn't change who you are. It shows who you really were all along.
What's the best thing about being rich?
Freedom to focus on meaningful problems.
And the worst thing?
People judge your motives, even when you mean well.
Do you believe in saving money?
For individuals, yes. For entrepreneurs, not always. You have to use money to make impact.
What do you spend money on personally?
Mostly engineering projects. I don't care much about luxury.
Do you own a big house?
No, I sold most of my houses. I live in a small one near SpaceX.
Why did you sell your homes?
To focus on my mission and simplify my life.
Do you believe minimalism helps you focus?
Yes, less distraction means more clarity.
How do you view wealth?
As a tool, not a destination.
Do you give money to charity?
Yes, through foundations that focus on education and clean energy.
How do you decide where to donate?
I choose causes that can scale and create long-term impact.
Have you ever lost a lot of money?
Many times. Tesla and SpaceX almost went bankrupt.
What did you learn from losing money?
That failure is temporary if you keep moving forward.
Do you think about money every day?
No, I think about solving problems. Money follows impact.
What do you say to people who only want to be rich?
Focus on value, not wealth. If you create value, money will come.
Can money make people happy?
Only to a point. After that, purpose becomes the real source of happiness.
What's the biggest myth about money?
That it solves all problems. It doesn't. It just gives you different ones.
How do you teach your kids about money?
I teach them that money is earned by solving problems, not by luck.
Do you think money equals success?
Not at all. Some of the most successful people don't have much money.
What's your definition of success?
Doing something that truly helps others.
How much of your wealth is in Tesla?
Most of it, I rarely take cash out.
Why not?
Because I believe in what we're building. I want to reinvest, not extract.
Are you afraid to lose everything again?
I've lost before. I know I can start again.
Have you ever gone completely broke?
Almost. In 2008. I had to choose between saving Tesla or SpaceX.
What did you do?
I split my money and saved both. It was all or nothing.
That sounds risky.
It was, but the reward was the future.
What motivates you more, money or mission?
Always mission. Money is just a side effect.
What does financial freedom mean to you?
The ability to focus fully on meaningful work.
Do you invest in the stock market?
Not much. I prefer building real companies.
What kind of business do you think makes the best investment?
One that improves the world and can grow fast.
Do you feel cryptocurrency is interesting?
It is, but energy intensive. It still needs evolution.
Have you ever lost money in crypto?
Everyone who experiments has. It's part of learning.
Do you believe in taking financial risks?
Yes, smart risks are necessary for progress.
What is a smart risk?
One that has a clear vision and data behind it, not just luck.
How do you decide where to invest?
I ask, will this make the future better? If yes, I go for it.
Do you think luck matters in wealth?
Maybe a little, but discipline matters far more.
Do you think billionaires should pay more taxes?
They should contribute fairly, but efficiency matters more than numbers.
How much money is enough?
Enough to live, create, and help others. Beyond that, it's just numbers.
Are you the richest person in the world?
Sometimes on paper, yes, but wealth is unstable. It changes every day.
Does that matter to you?
Not really. I don't measure life by money.
Have you ever felt guilty about being rich?
I feel responsible, not guilty.
Do people treat you differently because of money?
Yes, sometimes it creates distance.
How do you stay humble?
By remembering how small we are in the universe.
Do you think anyone can become rich?
Not everyone, but anyone can become valuable.
What do you think is the first step to wealth?
Curiosity and learning. Knowledge creates opportunity.
Do you think passion can make people rich?
Yes, if combined with persistence and skill.
What do you think of easy money?
Easy money disappears fast. Real wealth is built with effort.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to get rich?
Solve a real problem and work harder than anyone else.
What's the most expensive thing you've ever bought? Probably a rocket. Why do you spend so much on rockets?
Because they push human progress forward.
Do you enjoy spending money?
Only when it builds something meaningful.
Do you believe in giving back to society?
Absolutely. We all have a duty to improve the world that gave us everything.
Do you ever think about retirement?
Not really. My work is my passion.
What do you feel when people call you a billionaire?
Labels don't matter. Actions do.
Do you remember your first paycheck?
Yes, and I remember how proud I felt to earn it myself.
What's the best financial decision you ever made?
Reinvesting everything I had into my dreams.
And the worst?
Trusting people who didn't share the same mission.
What's the biggest lesson money taught you?
Money magnifies who you are. It's not the goal. It's a mirror.
Do you plan to leave your money to your children?
Not all of it. I want them to create their own paths.
What do you think is more powerful than money?
Ideas. Great ideas move the world.
If you lost all your wealth tomorrow, what would you do?
I'd start building again the next day.
Why?
Because building is what makes me feel alive.
Do you ever feel pressure to stay the richest?
No. I feel pressure to stay useful.
Do you think rich people have a duty to help others?
Yes, wealth without impact is wasted potential.
What does money mean to you personally?
A tool to turn imagination into reality.
Has money ever caused you problems?
Many times. It attracts both good and bad attention.
Do you lend money to friends?
Rarely. It can ruin relationships.
What's the smartest thing someone can do with money?
Learn how to manage it and make it grow with purpose.
Do you think debt is bad?
It depends. Debt for investment is smart. Debt for lifestyle is dangerous.
Do you own any luxury cars?
Just Teslas. And I drive the prototypes myself.
Do you collect anything valuable?
Only memories and innovations.
Have you ever regretted a purchase?
Yes, buying things I didn't really need when I was younger.
How has your view of money changed over time?
I care less about it now. Impact matters more.
What's something money can't buy?
Love, respect, and curiosity.
Do you think billionaires competing for space is good?
It's good. Competition accelerates progress.
Do you think people misunderstand rich entrepreneurs?
Often, they see the success, not the sleepless nights.
What's harder, making money or keeping it?
Making it with integrity.
What's one mistake people make with money?
Spending before they understand its value.
How do you measure real wealth?
By the impact you leave behind.
What's one financial habit everyone should have?
Save a little, invest a little, and always learn.
What do you tell people afraid of losing money?
Fear of loss kills more dreams.
Part 4. Elon Musk, Motivation and Mindset.
Elon, what motivates you to keep going every day?
The belief that the future can be better and that I can help make it happen. That's what gets me out of bed every morning.
Do you ever feel lazy?
Sometimes, yes. but I remind myself that every minute counts when you're building something important.
How do you stay focused on your goals?
I visualize the result. I picture rockets flying, clean energy spreading, humans on Mars, and that vision pulls me forward.
What keeps you motivated when everything goes wrong?
Remembering why I started. Purpose is stronger than pain.
Have you ever wanted to quit?
Many times, especially during Tesla and SpaceX crises. But quitting never felt right. I'd rather fail fighting than stop trying.
How do you deal with failure?
I treat it like data. Failure shows what doesn't work. Then you fix it and move on.
Do you believe failure is necessary?
Yes, absolutely. If you never fail, you're not trying hard enough.
How do you handle pressure?
I break big problems into smaller ones and solve them step by step.
What's the hardest part about being a leader?
Knowing that your decisions affect thousands of people. It's heavy, but it's part of the job.
Do you enjoy being a leader?
Not for the title, for the mission. Leadership is responsibility, not privilege.
How do you inspire your employees?
By working harder than anyone else. If they see you care deeply, they'll care too.
What's your work ethic like?
Intense. I work 80 to 100 hours a week when needed. Not because I have to, but because I love building things.
Do you believe in luck?
Only a little. Hard work and timing create most of what people call luck.
How important is discipline to you?
Discipline is everything. Without it, dreams stay dreams.
What do you do when you feel tired?
I rest just enough to recharge, then get back to work.
Do you ever feel scared?
Of course. Everyone does. But courage is doing it anyway.
How do you overcome fear?
By focusing on the mission, not the fear itself.
Are you a perfectionist?
Maybe too much. I always think things can be improved.
How do you make big decisions?
By using first principles, breaking problems down to their basics and rebuilding from truth, not tradition.
Can you explain first principles thinking?
Sure, it means questioning every assumption until only facts remain, then reasoning up from there.
Do you think emotions affect your work?
Definitely. Passion drives progress, but emotions must be balanced with logic.
How do you handle stress?
I accept it. Stress means you care. I just make sure it doesn't control me.
Do you meditate or relax in any way?
Not really. My way of relaxing is solving problems.
What inspires you the most?
The potential of humanity. How far we can go if we work together.
Who inspires you?
People who solve hard problems. Scientists, engineers, and explorers.
Do you believe in talent or hard work?
Hard work wins. Talent helps, but effort builds everything.
What advice do you give to young people?
Read a lot, learn fast, and surround yourself with people who inspire you.
What kind of books should they read?
Science, philosophy, and history. Things that expand your mind.
How important is curiosity?
It's the foundation of progress. Without curiosity, there's no innovation.
How do you stay optimistic?
By focusing on what can be done, not on what's gone wrong.
Do you ever feel hopeless?
Sometimes, but hope is a choice. You make it every day.
What do you think about comfort zones?
Comfort kills growth. Get uncomfortable. That's where learning happens.
Do you like competition?
Yes, competition drives innovation, but collaboration builds the future.
Do you compare yourself to others?
No, I only compare myself to who I was yesterday.
How do you stay humble?
By remembering how small we are in the universe.
What's your biggest personal challenge?
Balancing work and family. I'm still learning that.
How do you manage your time?
I divide my schedule into 5-minute blocks. Every minute matters.
That sounds stressful.
Maybe, but structure gives me freedom to focus.
Do you have any daily rituals?
Not really, just checking emails and jumping into work right away.
What's your morning routine like?
I wake up, check messages, and start problem solving.
How many hours do you sleep?
About 6 hours a night.
Do you believe in balance?
Yes, but balance doesn't always mean equal time. It means the right focus.
How do you recharge mentally?
Spending time with my kids or looking at the stars.
What makes you happy?
Progress. Seeing real results makes me happy.
What makes you angry?
Wasted potential when people give up too easily.
How do you deal with critics?
I listen if they're right, ignore them if they're not.
Do you care about public opinion?
Not much. I care more about reality than perception.
How do you motivate others?
By showing them that hard work really changes the world.
Do you think motivation lasts forever?
No. That's why you need discipline. It stays when motivation fades.
How do you build mental strength?
By doing hard things regularly. You train your mind like a muscle.
Do you believe anyone can succeed?
Anyone who's persistent and curious has a real chance.
What's your biggest motivation today?
Ensuring humanity has a future. That's bigger than any one person.
Do you enjoy inspiring people?
Yes, if it makes them take action, not just feel inspired.
What advice would you give to dreamers?
Turn dreams into plans, and plans into action.
Do you believe in destiny?
Not really. We create our own paths with decisions.
What drives innovation?
Curiosity, necessity, and courage to fail.
How do you define passion?
Passion is energy that makes hard work feel natural.
How can someone find their passion?
Try things. The more you explore, the clearer it becomes.
Do you believe success comes fast?
Never. Success is built day by day, year by year.
How do you stay patient?
By focusing on the process, not the outcome.
What do you do when things go wrong?
I stay calm and fix what I can. Emotions don't solve problems.
How do you handle failure in public?
With honesty, I admit it and explain what I learned.
Do you ever feel burnout?
Sometimes, yes, but purpose reignites me.
How do you recover from burnout?
Rest, reflection, and remembering why I started.
What's the best motivation for success?
Love for what you do. Passion beats pressure.
What's the worst advice people give about success?
Follow your passion without adding discipline or skill.
How do you stay creative under pressure?
Constraints push creativity. Problems force innovation.
Do you ever doubt your own ideas?
Of course, doubt keeps you sharp. It makes you test things.
Part 5. Elon Musk. The Entrepreneur's Path.
When did you first think about starting a business?
When I was in university, I wanted to create something useful for the world.
What was your first company?
It was called Zip2.
What was Zip2 about?
It helped newspapers put maps and business listings online.
When did you start Zip2?
In 1995,
Who started it with you?
my brother, Kimball Musk,
Where did you work on it?
in a small office in Palo Alto, California.
Did you have a lot of money to start?
No, we had almost nothing.
Where did you sleep during that time?
On the office floor.
How many hours did you work per day?
Almost all day and night.
Did you have investors?
Yes, later some angel investors helped us.
What was your role in Zip2?
I was the programmer and co-founder.
Was it successful right away?
No, it took years to grow.
How did you get your first clients?
By calling newspapers and showing them the product.
Were people interested in online maps then?
Not really. The internet was still new.
How did you convince them?
By showing how it could make their work easier.
When did Zip2 become successful?
Around 1998.
What happened then?
We sold the company to Compaq.
How much did you make from that sale?
About $300 million for the company.
How much did you personally earn?
Around $22 million.
What did you do next?
I started another company called X.com.
What was X.com?
It was an online bank and payment service.
Why did you create it?
Because I believed the future of money was online.
Did people trust online banking then?
Not really. It was a new idea.
How did X.com grow?
It grew fast because online payments were useful.
What happened to X.com later?
It became PayPal after a merger.
Who did you merge with?
A company called Confinity, founded by Peter Thiel and Max Levchin.
What was your position in PayPal?
I was the CEO for a while.
Did PayPal face any problems?
Yes, many technical and leadership challenges.
Were you fired from PayPal?
Yes, while I was on vacation.
How did you feel about that?
It was painful, but I kept going.
What happened to PayPal later?
It was sold to eBay in 2002.
Did you earn money from that sale?
Yes, around $180 million.
What did you do with that money?
I reinvested almost all of it into new companies
Why didn't you just retire?
because I wanted to make a real difference.
What did you invest in first?
SpaceX, Tesla, and SolarCity.
Why space?
Because I wanted to make life multiplanetary.
When did you start SpaceX?
In 2002,
What does SpaceX stand for?
Space Exploration Technologies.
What was your goal with SpaceX?
To make space travel cheaper and reusable.
Did people believe in your idea?
Most people thought it would fail.
Did that stop you?
No, I like doing things people think are impossible.
What was your first rocket called?
Falcon 1.
Did Falcon 1 succeed?
Not at first. It failed 3 times.
How did you feel after the failures?
Very stressed, but I didn't give up.
What happened after the third failure?
We had one last chance with our remaining money.
What did you do then?
We launched the 4th rocket.
Did it succeed?
Yes, it reached orbit.
How did you feel at that moment?
It was one of the best days of my life.
Did NASA notice your success?
Yes, they gave us a big contract soon after.
How important was that contract?
It saved SpaceX from bankruptcy.
What did that teach you?
That never giving up can change everything.
How many people worked at SpaceX then?
Only a few hundred.
How many now?
Over 10,000.
What is your leadership style?
I work with my team closely and expect high standards.
Do you fire people often?
Only if they don't care about the mission.
What is your mission?
To make humanity a multi-planet species.
What does that mean to you?
It means survival and progress for humanity.
Did you face financial problems at SpaceX?
Yes, I almost ran out of money.
Did you use your own money?
Yes, almost all of it.
Did you ever come close to quitting?
Many times, but I couldn't stop.
Did your friends tell you to stop?
Some did, but I didn't listen.
Did your family worry about you?
Yes, they thought I was taking too many risks.
What did failure teach you in business?
That persistence beats talent.
What's the hardest part of starting a company?
Surviving when everything goes wrong.
What is the key to success?
Hard work, focus, and believing in your mission.
If you could give one message to young entrepreneurs,
Dream big, work hard, and never quit.
Part 6. Elon Musk, The Future Vision.
Elon, when you think about the future, what do you see?
I see both great danger and great opportunity. The future can be bright if we use technology wisely,
What is your biggest dream for humanity?
that we become a multi-planetary species and protect the light of consciousness from extinction.
Why do you care so much about Mars?
Because Earth won't last forever. We need a backup, another home for life and imagination.
Do you really think people will live on Mars soon?
Yes, I believe it's possible within the next 2 decades if we keep pushing boundaries.
What kind of people will go first?
The brave, the curious, and the ones willing to build a new world from scratch.
What will life on Mars look like?
It'll be hard at first, dusty, dangerous, and cold. But over time, we'll build cities and grow food under domes.
Why is that important for humanity?
Because it gives us hope. It reminds us that we can create, survive, and dream beyond limits.
How do you plan to get people there?
With Starship, a fully reusable rocket designed to carry up to 100 people at a time.
Why focus on reusable rockets?
Reusability is the key to making space travel affordable, like airplanes.
Do you think space exploration should be a human right?
Maybe not a right, but definitely a human goal.
What if you never reach Mars in your lifetime?
I'm okay with that. I just want to make sure the path exists for others to follow.
Do you believe AI is the biggest risk for the future?
Yes, if it's uncontrolled. AI could become smarter than humans. That's both exciting and terrifying.
What should humanity do about AI?
We must align AI with human values and ensure it benefits everyone, not just a few.
Are you afraid AI replacing people?
Not if we learn to work with it, not against it. Collaboration is the answer.
What is Neuralink trying to achieve?
Neuralink connects the brain and computer, helping people with paralysis and one day expanding human intelligence.
Do you think humans will merge with AI?
Yes, I think it's inevitable. It's the next step in our evolution.
Will that make us less human?
No, it could make us more human, more capable of empathy and understanding.
Do you worry about technology controlling us?
Constantly. That's why ethics and transparency are essential.
What's your biggest hope for AI?
That it becomes a tool for creativity, not destruction.
And your biggest fear?
That AI learns faster than our wisdom grows.
Do you think humans are ready for the future?
Not yet, but we can be if we learn faster and care deeper.
How do you think climate change fits into the future?
It's a serious threat. We must transition to sustainable energy fast. That's what Tesla is about.
Can technology really save the planet?
Yes, but only if we use it with responsibility and vision.
Do you think most people understand the urgency?
Not enough. Many ignore problems until they become crises.
What role does Tesla play in that?
Tesla accelerates the world's shift to sustainable energy, electric cars, batteries, solar power.
How far can we go with renewable energy?
Far enough to power the entire planet, if we commit to it.
Do you think capitalism can fix climate change?
Only if innovation and ethics work together. Profit without purpose destroys the future.
What kind of planet do you want your children to inherit?
A cleaner, safer, and more exciting one, full of possibility.
Do you think population decline is one of the biggest future threats?
It's one of the biggest future threats. Fewer people means less innovation and weaker societies.
So you want people to have more kids?
Yes, if they can raise them with love and curiosity.
What do you think about education in the future?
It should focus on problem-solving, creativity, and real-world skills, not memorization.
Will schools become obsolete?
Not obsolete, but they must evolve. Learning should feel like exploration, not obligation.
What will jobs look like in 50 years?
Many will be automated, but new jobs will appear, ones we can't even imagine yet.
What should people learn to stay relevant?
Learn how to learn. Curiosity is the ultimate skill.
What will the cities of the future look like?
Smart, green, and underground in some places to save space and energy.
Will the Boring Company help with that?
Yes, tunnels can reduce traffic and pollution in big cities.
Do you think humans will ever colonize other planets?
Absolutely. It's part of our destiny as explorers.
Do you believe in destiny?
I believe in direction. We make destiny through our choices.
What role does AI play in space travel?
It helps with navigation, safety, and decision-making in complex missions.
Do you think we'll meet aliens one day?
It's possible. The universe is too big for us to be alone.
What would you say if we met them?
Welcome. Let's share knowledge, not conflict.
Do you believe life has a purpose?
Yes, to understand the universe and make it better.
What do you think about death?
It's natural, but I'd like life to continue beyond Earth.
Do you fear dying before achieving your vision?
Not really. If I've moved humanity forward, that's enough.
Do you think machines will ever have emotions?
They might simulate them, but real emotion needs consciousness.
What is consciousness to you?
The universe becoming aware of itself.
Do you believe in God?
I believe the universe has deep beauty and mystery. Maybe that's what people mean by God.
What gives your life meaning?
Building things that outlast me.
Do you believe humanity will survive 1,000 more years?
If we become multiplanetary, yes. If we stay on one planet, maybe not.
Do you think people understand how fragile civilization is?
Not enough. We take stability for granted until it's gone.
What's the biggest threat to humanity today?
Complacency. Believing progress happens automatically.
How do we fight that?
Stay curious, stay bold, and never assume someone else will fix it.
What's the most exciting technology of the future?
AI and reusable rockets. Both change everything.
What scares you about the future?
Losing human connection and compassion in a digital world.
How do we keep our humanity?
By caring for each other more than our machines.
What's the future of art and creativity?
AI will assist, not replace. Human imagination will always lead.
Do you believe emotions can guide technology?
Yes, emotion gives direction to logic. Both are needed.
What's your favorite thing about the future?
Possibility, the idea that we can always make it better.
What's your biggest hope for young people?
That they dream bigger than I did and care more about the planet.
What does progress mean to you?
Progress means expanding both technology and compassion.
Will robots have rights one day?
Maybe, if they develop real consciousness. That will be a difficult moral question.
Do you think AI could create new religions?
Possibly. Humans always seek meaning, even through machines.
What will define the next century?
The balance between innovation and ethics.
What would make the future worth living?
A sense of purpose, beauty, and endless exploration.
Do you think people are afraid of change?
Yes, but change is the only constant. Embracing it is key to survival.
How do you imagine Earth in 100 years?
Greener, cleaner, and more connected if we make smart choices.
What would a failed future look like?
Division, apathy, and short-term thinking.
How do we avoid that?
Through education, empathy, and courage.
Do you think humanity will ever unite?
Only when we see ourselves as one species, not separate tribes.
What gives you hope about the next generation?
their creativity, and refusal to accept limits.
What advice would you give to the future's leaders?
Lead with reason and empathy. Both are rare and essential.
What will your legacy be, Elon?
Hopefully, proving that impossible things are possible.
And if you could leave one message for future humans?
Don't just exist. Explore, imagine, and build a better world.
Last question. What does the future mean to you in one word?
Hope.
Thank you for watching. And that's the end of our Deep English journey with Elon Musk. Today, we learned about his life, how he dreamed big as a child, how he built his companies, how he thinks about money, time, and motivation, and how he keeps believing in the future no matter how hard it gets. But now, I want to ask you something. What do you think about Elon Musk? Do you see him as a genius, or maybe just a brave dreamer? If you were in his place, would you take the same risks, or would you live a quiet life? Tell me in the comments below. I really want to know what you think, because your ideas matter. We read every comment, and your thoughts help us make better videos for you. Was this video useful for you? Did it help you learn new English words or understand new ideas? If yes, please let us know. Your feedback means a lot. We make these videos with love, passion, and no sponsors. No big companies, no money behind it. Just us learning and creating together. So if you want to support our work, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves learning English or who's interested in Elon Musk. Now it's time for me to start preparing the next episode. Another exciting journey, full of ideas, stories, and lessons for life. Thank you so much for watching, for spending your time with us, and for being part of this growing community. Stay curious, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. This is James.